If you have been looking for a statement top that screams confidence and style, this is it. In today's tutorial, I'll be showing you step by step how to draft, cut and sew this stunning asymmetric wrap top with a deep V neckline and a sculpted cut together sleeves. If you are ready to create a modern, elegant blouse that commands attention, grab your tools and let's begin. And please do well to subscribe to my channel if you have not done so, and give this video a thumbs up. So for this blouse, we'll be making use of 2 yards of crepe fabric. This is a plain crepe fabric and I have 2 yards here. So this is a cotton lining. So I got the lining in the same color. So that's what we'll be using for this blouse. So let's place our fabric on folds this way. Can you see? So this is me ruling the starting point. That is the shoulder line. The starting line. So from the shoulder line, I came down by 10 inches. So we're coming down by 10 inches. That is the bust point or the bust line. And then I came down by 17 inches. That is my waistline. And then I'm marking the length of my top. For this top, I'm making use of 22 inches. And then I'm going to extend the lines. So this is it after extending the lines. So on the shoulder line, I'm marking my shoulder measurement divided by 2. And then after that shoulder measurement, I'm going to extend the sleeves. This is a cut together sleeves, and so I'm extending the sleeves by 5.5 inches. So I'm just using the remaining length that we have on the folded fabric. So on that point, I came down by 1 inch. So for the neck width, I'm making use of 3 inches. So I went in by 3 inches for the neck width, and then I'm going to connect with my ruler in a slant manner the shoulder slope. So this is the shoulder slope. So the shoulder slope is extending to the cut together sleeves like this. So for the neck depth, I came in by 2 inches. So I forgot to mention earlier that this is the back pattern. We are drafting the back pattern first. So I came in by 2 inches for the back neckline depth. So I've gone ahead to draw the neckline of the back. So now I'm going to come down after that 1 inch I came down by. So I came down by 10 inches at first, but later I made it 10.5 inches, depending on how wide you want the sleeve opening to be. So on that point, I'm going to mark my bust measurement divided by 4, and then I added 1.5 inch for my sewing allowance. So that's what I did, and I extended it that way. So on the waistline, I'm marking my waist measurement divided by 4, and then I'm adding 1.5 inch for the stitching allowance. So on the hem of the top, I marked my hip measurement divided by 4, and then I added 1.5 inch for the sewing allowance. So I'm just going to connect the whole point together to form the body shape. So I'm making use of both free hands and my ruler. So can you see the way I connected it to the sleeve? Can you see the way I curved the sleeve? So you can use your French curve to curve the sleeve, and you can also use your free hand. But I'm making use of my free hand in this case. So from the hem of the top, I went up by 1.5 inch. So I'm marking it on the actual measurement, not on the allowance. So can you see what I'm doing? I did it on the actual measurement. So I'm just going to connect the 1.5 inches I went up by and connect it into the hem of the blouse this way. Can you see? Can you see the way I straightened the allowance area? So this is how you're going to do it. Just follow what I'm doing exactly. We are going to get it. So this is me just connecting the sleeves opening in a straight line. So that's all for the drafting of this back pattern, and I'm just going to go ahead and cut it out now. So let us draft the front pattern. So I've placed my fabric on fold again, and then I placed the back pattern on it. And the only difference is that I left about 3 inches on that folded part, like 3 inches allowance. Can you see the 3 inches allowance I left there? I think it's 3.5 inches rather, not 3 inches. I gave 3.5 inches allowance. So this is me tracing out the back pattern on the folded fabric. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to trace it out this way, and this is me extending the hem line. So to get the accurate height of the blouse, I'm marking my 22 inches from the hem upwards, and then I'm drawing the straight line. So this is to be sure that I have 22 inches here. So originally I want this blouse to be 21 inches in length. So the remaining 1 inch is for the stitching allowance for the hem and the shoulder, which made it 22 inches. So that is me confirming again. So now I'm tracing out the neckline area as well, and then the mid parts. So you can now take the back pattern away. So this is it. So let us draft the asymmetric M. So on that point, I went down by 4.5 inches. Just watch it closely and you're going to get it. So I'm going to connect it. First of all, I removed the stitching allowance that was added. So after the stitching allowance, so I'm now going to connect to that point. I don't want it to be just a straight line like that. That's why I'm using this a little bit curved part of my ruler. So can you see the way I connected it to that point? So I'm just using my free hands to connect it properly. So you can also make use of free hands to connect it if you don't have a curved rule. So that is it for the asymmetric M line. So for the neckline, I came down by 8 inches from the shoulder. Can you see from the shoulder line? I came down by 8 inches. That is the neck depth for the front. So I'm just going to connect with a straight line like this. Can you see where I'm placing my ruler? I'm placing it on the neck width, where the neck width stopped, through the 8 inches I came down by, and then straight or in a slant manner to the middle. Just place your ruler like that and draw your neckline exactly how I have drawn it, and you are going to get a perfect result. So that's all for drafting of our front pattern, and I'm just going to go ahead and cut it out. So this is what our front pattern looks like, as you can see. But it's only one side of the front pattern that will have the longer hem. So we have to cut out the second one. So the right side is overlapping and it's going to have the longer hem. So we're cutting out the left side of the front pattern. So from the hem, I'm going up by 4.5 inches. Remember, we went down by 4.5 inches from the actual length of our top. So we're going to remove that 4.5 inches again from the left part of our front pattern. So this is me blending it into the side. Can you see? So I'm just going to cut out that part, and that one is going to be the normal length, the actual length of our top. So this is it. As you can see, our asymmetric M is forming already. It's taking shape. So one side is longer than the other. The right side M is longer than the left side. So this is what we have. So I've gone ahead to cut out the lining for all the pieces. This is the lining for the front pieces. Can you see? I followed the shapes exactly. So for the lining of the back piece, I added half an inch allowance at the mid part, and then I split the lining into two. Please do not split the actual fabric into two. It's only the lining I splitted into two, and then I added half an inch stitching allowance to join it back. So now let's take our actual fabric and let's place the front and the back together, right side facing right side, like this. So we want to go ahead and stitch the shoulder. We want to join the shoulder, so we're going to stitch the shoulder with about half an inch. So this is what it looks like after stitching the shoulder. Remember, this is the actual fabric. So let's make the lining for the back piece. So we want to place it together this way and want to join the back in the middle. So after coming down and stopping at this point, we're leaving a space in the middle that we're going to use to turn the lining. So can you see, after stitching, can you see the space I left in the middle? So that's what we're going to do. So now I just want to stitch down that part. I want to secure it. So I'm just going to use my chalk to highlight how I'm going to stitch it, just to make it neat. It's not anything complicated. Can you see? So the part where I'm using my chalk to trace, I'm going to go over to the machine and just run a straight stitch on it. So I'm just going to secure that part with a stitch. So this is what it looks like. Can you see now? So this is what I'm trying to explain. So if you're not getting the explanation orally, just follow what I'm demonstrating exactly and you're going to get it. So just like we did for our actual fabric, I'm placing the lining together, right side facing right side as well. So we want to join the shoulder too. So we're going to stitch the shoulder with about half an inch for both shoulders, and this is what it's looking like after stitching it. Can you see? So the next thing we want to do is to open up the actual fabric. So this is our actual fabric that I have joined the shoulder. I opened it up to the right side this way, and I want to place the lining on it as well, right side facing right side. Can you see what I'm doing? I'm placing it on it right side facing right side. So make sure it is placed equally. Make sure it is equal. So as you can see, the lining is equal to the actual fabric. So now we want to join the lining to the actual fabric. So we're going to be doing this with a straight stitch starting from the hem. Can you see the way I'm demonstrating? We're going to run a straight stitch all around. Can you see? We're using ½ inch to join it. Everywhere I'm demonstrating is where the stitch is going to be passing through. Can you see? Through the neckline, through the arm, through the side, to the hem, and we're going to stop there, exactly where we started from. We're going to stop at that point again. So I'm going to head over to the machine now and run that straight stitch. So everything is going to be joined with one straight stitch. So this is what our top looks like after joining everything. Can you see? I used one straight stitch to join everything. So if you follow what I demonstrated, you are going to get this exactly. So I want to go ahead and notch this neckline area. Every part that has curve, I'm going to notch it so those parts can relax. I notched the neckline area. I'm going to notch. Can you see the way I notched it? I notched the sides and the armhole area as well. Can you see, for both the front and the back, so that it can relax. So the reason why I left this space is to turn our top to the right side. Can you see that opening I left is very useful? So now I'm turning it to the right side through that opening. Can you see how neat it is looking? So this is it. Can you see? This is what it looks like, and I've ironed it out a little bit. This is what it looks like. Can you see how neat it is looking? So the next thing we want to do, let's turn it to the wrong side. So we want to join the side with our allowance. So we're going to stitch the side. We're going to stitch both sides. So this is what it looks like after stitching. I notched it again so that that curved area can relax. So this is it, as you can see. So we're going to be making use of this hook. This will be attached at this point. Can you see where I'm putting it? So we're going in by 3 inches from that point. Can you see? I went in by 3 inches. So that's where I'm going to be attaching the high. Can you see? With my needle and thread. And then the hook is on the other side. So I've gone ahead to attach it with my needle and thread. So this is a brooch. It's detachable. Can you see? So all I did was just pin it like this. So that's basically all for the stitching of this dress. As you can see where I put the hook. So I shifted the hook backwards on that point. I didn't put it at the edge so that it won't be showing. And then I also put another hook at this upper part because of my bust. So we have come to the end of this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching till the end. See you all in my next one. Please do also subscribe to my channel if you have not done so, and give this video a thumbs up. Bye.